Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Ellen.
Good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Price, top producer series, and I've got my good friend and colleague, Ellen Thomas, on the call today. Hello, Ellen. Nice to see you.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
So, Ellen is with our broker, GXP, and then she's in our local group, Modern Agent. And the reason we're talking to her today, number one, she's a superstar, but number two, she's hit a huge production milestone. She capped. And yeah, woohoo. And we're going to talk about that and what that looks like and what she did to get there. And then for those of you that are, um, you know, getting started in the business, Ellen's got some great ideas to help you get some business. So a little bit about you off the cuff. You've been with EXP about a year and a half, right?
Yep, that's right.
And then before EXP, you had a totally different career. You were doing a wedding planner.
Yes.
For about 6 years.
Yep.
And then before that, you had a totally different career. You were in corporate America
yep.
for about 7 years.
Yep.
So you've been on a long journey. Well, tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to, the real estate world, and then specifically how you got to EXP.
Sure. Yeah. So I always joke that I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life in college. And so I've kind of bounced around a good amount. I finally feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. But when I first graduated, I worked for a consulting firm for a couple years. Didn't like anything about it. Switched into an analytics role at an advertising agency. And I think one thing that is important about the changes and the career changes, and it'll, translate into real estate too, is that when I left my first job and went to my second corporate job, I took a huge pay cut and worked my way up from the bottom. And, I switched agencies. By the time I left advertising, I was, way up higher than what I made at my previous job. So, and then I quit that to start the wedding planning business and, started from the bottom again and really worked my way up doing that. The wedding world, I never paid for advertising, was all referral based, word of mouth. And so here I am again, however many years later, switching careers and, really have to start from the bottom and build up again. So that's kind of just been my path is, okay, I'm going to find something that I really want to do. I'm going to work hard at it, build my way up. And I finally feel like I'm where I'm going to stay. I actually was interested in real estate before starting the wedding planning business, but had just gotten married myself at the time and was really excited about that world and wanted to stay in it. So took a little bit of a different path, and who knows where I'd be if I'd started real estate 8 years ago, but here we are.
Who knows? Well, you're here now. That's all that really counts.
Exactly.
Well, you've capped. And so for those of you who don't know, that is a huge accomplishment. The average agent sells about 3 or 4 homes a year. And at EXP, we have what's called a cap, and it's a $16,000 fee that you pay into the company. And most brokerages have caps, some don't, but most do. And to hit the cap means you've sold enough real estate, and now you paid your cap. Now you're 100% commission for the rest of the year. So that's awesome, right?
Yeah, feels pretty good.
It feels pretty good for the wallet too. And one of the things that I know that I'm interested in hearing about, and I know everybody will be, you had several careers where you started at the bottom and you clawed your way to the top. So there's a theme there. You're not one to sit around and wait for things to happen. You're one that goes out and makes things happen. You've got a lot of grit, and I know you personally. I know you got a lot of grit. You're very driven. You're very focused, and you are determined. And tell us about what year one looked like, or the first, 5 or 6 months in real estate. How did you go from a totally another career to this and really, get launched? What'd you do?
Yeah. So I think plugging into the modern agent community and the EXP community, you asked why I chose EXP. I didn't go into that, but that has been really helpful. So part of the reason I chose EXP, number one, for the cap, number two, for the community and the training and the resources, and just being able to kind of do my own thing. I worked from home as a wedding planner. I know
Mhm.
I'm super productive at home. I don't need to go to an office to be accountable and to get things done. So really just kind of applying that same mentality I had in the wedding world where everything I did was referral based. So leaning into the relationships with clients. The very first thing I did, which I don't know that I recommend doing it the way I did it,
Right.
but the first thing I did was I bought a whole bunch of swag with my new logo on it. So I actually have sitting right next to me, it's a little chapstick that I bought, a bunch of
Nice.
beads. I bought tumblers with my logo on them, a couple other things. And I sent boxes of swag to all my past wedding clients, all my friends, everyone that I know who's in the Atlanta area, just kind of announcing I'm doing real estate now. I've loved serving you all in the wedding world. And here's kind of how it parlays into real estate because it really is very similar. Just the whole wedding world and the real estate world, there's lots of transferable skills I've learned. But anyway, so I did that first to kind of announce this is happening, start carrying your chapstick around, use the tumbler, kind of starts the conversation. I've always been really active on social media. So even in the wedding world, I would have people say they notice my stuff a lot and really
Mhm.
like my content. So I turned that side of it off, kept my same account with my followers that I had grown from that
Ah,
industry, just changed the name
gotcha.
and then switched 100% to real estate content. So it was pretty interesting. The first 6 months or so, you see you're gaining followers, but then you're losing because you've got all these people who are following you for pretty wedding stuff that now I'm not posting that anymore.
Yeah.
But I think those are the two big things, just gifting, staying on top of people. I always reach out for people's birthdays. My past wedding clients, I try to send them little, cookies or something on their anniversaries. And I just believe in keeping in touch with people. So I've always tried to do that and have just continued with that. Um, and then, like I said, social media staying top of mind because obviously I didn't have a whole lot of money to put into marketing
Right.
or buying leads or any of that. And so, yeah, I'm trying to build a relationship driven business. And I think
100%.
my first couple sales last year when I first started were past wedding clients or people I knew from the wedding industry who know that I'm a hard worker. I know how to get things done. I'm going to go to bat for them. So yeah, that's sort of where I started, and it's been snowballing, which is great.
Well, some would think you had a little bit of head start. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. You already had a base of clients that you were working with.
Yeah,
But as you said, you had people on that were you were gaining, popularity, then you were losing popularity, then
yeah,
it was kind of shrinking. Well, a lot of people that say, "Hey, I may not need a realtor," you know, but the bottom line is everybody has a database to get started. You have your friends, your family, the people from church, work,
hmm
kids clubs, schools, PTAs. There's so many people out there. And what you said was important, and we could stop this now, and would be a success. You reached out to people consistently and let them know what you did.
yep.
You were not a secret agent. You took the time to spend the time and get in front of them and say, "Hey, this is what I do."
Yeah, and I'll say I sold a house this year to a couple who they worked out at my past gym, and there's another agent in that gym who I really respect. He's fabulous and has been in the business for a long time. And when I met with them, I kind of, I'm very real. I keep it real. I'm very blunt. This is me. This is who I am. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see that I'm not perfect by any means. And I just said to them, I was like, I'm surprised that you want to work with me and not this other agent. And they were like, we just don't really see any that he's really doing much. Like he doesn't post, he's not active on social.
Mhm.
And we see your posts all the time and we really like the stuff that you're posting and we feel like we really relate to it. So that was a huge win for me that I was able to get their business
Yeah.
over someone who I truly respect who's been in business for a long time. So who has since picked up the social media content. So I think that kind of,
I think you may have motivated them to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Kind of got back, but.
Well,
Yeah.
first of all, you had the relationship with this person, they liked you, right? Or you wouldn't even have received the chance.
Sure.
But agents, if you're listening to this, when you're listening to this, social media, a lot of people, I don't like the way I look or sound. I don't want to post videos. You are doing yourself a disservice and your clients a disservice by not putting out there what you're doing. And you don't have to be, it can be very passive. It could be, anything passive will get passive results, but 3 or 4 times a week minimum, you should be posting something about your life and about business, because people want to work with people that they like and that they trust and they feel comfortable with. And that the person that decided to go with you, she told you without telling you that she's been interviewing you for months, looking at your social media.
Yeah.
And becoming friends with you at the gym. And they said, hey, why don't we just work with this person? And it turned out to be a really good scenario for everybody. And now you've got a past client who refers you business.
Yeah. And I think there's a little bit of a stigma with social media too. And I even kind of struggle with this of, you don't want to be on your phone all the time. You want to live in the moment and not be on your phone and taking pictures of things. But at the same time, from a business standpoint, it is really important to get people to get to know you and kind of peek into your life. And it's a tool that you have that's free. So why not use it? So I try to be cognizant of, okay, I'm going to take a picture of my dinner that I'm eating that's delicious and then put my phone away. It's a hard balance, I think, but people care. And I think that's the other thing too, is you don't want to post just, I sold this house. I sold this house. Like, people do want to see your life. The posts that I make that are not real estate related at all actually do better than anything else. Whereas I do have a personal Instagram account that I never use anymore, but with the wedding industry, I felt like it was very different. No one really cared about my personal life. They just want to see weddings. So that was an interesting transition for me mentally. But at this point, I'm like, oh, I should be filming this and put it on social and just, let people know what I'm up to.
Well, some of the best videos in all social media, and I do a fair amount of videos, but the ones that you produce and they're professional lighting and it's 5 takes to get it right, those get a little traction. But the best ones are when you're walking down the street and you're just going, hey, I'm doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
And those get the most, because like you said, people want to see the real you. They want to see who you are in the moments that you're with your family or you're doing something. Maybe you're on an appointment and you stop and say, hey, I'm going to a listing appointment and I do 3 things before I go into a listing appointment, these 3 things, whatever. Yeah. And those are the kind of things that people like to see, because the social media aspect of things is different. When I got into real estate, there was no social media. It wasn't even invented yet. Yeah. And that's how old I am. And now it's like the cheat code. If you are in real estate or new to real estate, social media can launch you in a fraction of the time if you're intentional about how you use it, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it's good too. I mean, I've, because we're in them together, but there's all these different groups within EXP, the workplace groups, the different Facebook groups. And when someone posts a referral in there, I can message them and just say, hey, you can get a good feel for my personality by checking out my Instagram. Just send them a link, see if I might be a good fit for your client. So it's nice because it's like a resume as well. It's a resume. It's an interview without them having to actually interview you. So
or by the time you get the call, they've already done the interview. They've already
exactly. Yeah, I had one this week, and she was like, "Oh, I see you do CrossFit. I own a CrossFit gym in my city, and I know CrossFitters are hard workers, and you're going to get things done." And so, yeah, she already knew a lot about me, which is a little bit creepy, but also that's the whole point. So,
well, CrossFit, if you're doing CrossFit, you are definitely a hard worker
or crazy. Some screws loose.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's talk about the groups for a minute. So, you said earlier, you don't need an office to go into. You don't need the market centers. And, I was with a market center for many, many years, for the majority of my career. And EXP is a cloud broker. It's cloud-based, means there's no brick and mortar. A lot of people are scared of that because they feel this unnatural attachment to a building they need to walk into to be successful. And everything we do now is online, everything. The referral groups we're in, our group Modern Agent, who just, by the way, for those of you who don't know what Modern Agent is our local group in Atlanta, where the Modern Agent, Fast Forward group. Fast Forward's our national group. And we are in groups because there are no market centers. And so we band together online via Zoom and different Facebook groups and Instagram and chat groups. And we are, I feel, closer than I ever was at any market center. And to be in a cloud brokerage allows us to move more freely. And social media is virtual, right? You can't go in the Facebook office and do a post. I mean, you're doing it from your house. Tell me that how you benefited from being in a cloud-based brokerage and being in a group that's virtual, the Fast Forward movement. And then down to the local level here, we have, we're seeing each other in person in Modern Agent.
Yeah, I think for me, I made a decision that I think is kind of rare for a newer agent, just to be solo and be on my own, because I didn't want to give up any more money than I had to be frank. And I was like, let's see if I can do this. And, I can always join a team down the line if I need to. But one of the things that's helped me to be successful is these groups, like you're saying. So even though I'm not on a team per se, I am part of multiple different teams. So the Modern Agent team, and then, I'm in the solo agent mastermind group. So there's a whole group within EXP for just solo agents, which is really helpful. And then the Fast Forward calls. So just lots of different opportunities to plug in, hear what other people are doing, systems that work for other people. And I mean, this, but just literally everything down to step by step. I mean, always on those calls, there's someone saying, here's my Google spreadsheet with my, 40-step process for this, take it, do it. So that's been really helpful. It was at the beginning a little overwhelming for me because it's just so much. And how do you pick and choose where to start? But rather have too much help and access and information than none.
Information on tap, just when you need it.
So people, you're 100% right. People say, well, you don't have a weekly sales meeting. You don't have these opportunities for training. And it's like, well, I probably have more opportunities for training than the normal agent. And we have the in-person trainings as well. And tomorrow we're all getting together for an in-person training. So, actually today I'm going to go door knocking with some agents on Stacy's team. So, it's kind of, it's a team without being a team, if that makes any sense.
Well, the reason that is because of the financial alignment. So EXP is a publicly traded company, and all of the realtors in the company are shareholders. Once you close your first deal, EXP gives you stock and says, welcome to the family. You are now a shareholder. And then we get certain production awards for hitting, once you've capped. If you sell 20 more homes inside your capping period, you become icon, and then you're eligible to get your entire $16,000 back in company stock. Not a plaque, not a certificate, it's money. And the financial alignment of us all being shareholders, what that does is it opens up the playbooks. So it opens up, like, you have access to me, Stacy, anybody in our group, all the way up to, Jay Kinder and thousands of people in all these masterminds, because everybody, it's a culture, it's a mindset. We're going to give everybody everything. And then the better they grow, the more business you do, it benefits everybody, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And it does feels like that, the people in the group want the other people in the group to be successful. So
they do. When you're with, like, my experience at brick and mortar office, it was great. It was a great 10 years of learning, and it was a very, it shaped me to who I am today, of course. But one of the things, and I think a lot of agents, when they get to a certain point, whether you're new or you're in the middle road or you're messy middle, you're doing 40 plus million to 60. The thing that helps everybody get to the next level is access to somebody that's been there and actually has the time and a reason to help you. And the larger agents in the offices, they give back and they're good people. I'm friends with a lot of them, but there's no financial alignment. They've got their own thing going on and they're really focused on that.
Yeah.
And, I've, met you in person several times. We've been in lots of meetings together. We both know, 100 agents here in Atlanta that they're all virtually, and everybody in our group, we have a Facebook group, and everybody's sharing ideas and giving, appraisers and, any inspectors and whatever it is we need. And I think that's so powerful because just because we're not in the office together, I think we're connected even more. Mm-hmm. Don't you think? I mean, don't you think it's even a tighter knit group?
Yeah, I think so. Because there's no other option. So yeah, you make it work. And I think it's great. I mean, there's people that I haven't actually met, but I've talked to them through Facebook, and they'll say like, hey, give me a call if you want to talk more about XYZ issue. And we've never even met in person. So it's great.
So let's talk about you and your production for a second. So you capped.
Yeah.
And that's a feat in itself. That's $80,000 in gross commission you cap at eXp Realty. So you're doing well. What is your goal now that you've capped and broken another ceiling? What does your business look like in the next 3 to 5 years? What does it look like for you?
Oh, 3 to 5 years. I don't know. Well, so this year my goal was to do 16 transactions and I'm at 10. So I've got 6 more months. So hopefully I'll meet that and smash that goal. I don't know. I'm honestly, next 3 to 5 years, I haven't even thought that far in advance. I want to just keep crushing it, really. Exponentially grow every year and keep learning. And I think that's important in any business, that things constantly change. And, I think you can plug in, and especially in our business where the market is, up and down and is changing by the day, it's just staying plugged in to keep growing. I've never really been a big team person. As I mentioned, I wanted to be solo. This is the one business where I think maybe growing a team would be interesting and appealing to me. So that might be in the plan. But for now, I'm just kind of, trying to keep doing what I'm doing one day at a time. And honestly, it's hard for me to even think 3 to 5 years down the line, because I'm a very in the now person.
In the moment.
Yeah. Just keep one day at a time.
Well, that's
how you grow, honestly, is by doing the little things every day. So
consistency. That's right. Yeah. The same thing as working out, eating right, getting plenty of sleep. You just be consistent.
Yep.
But the average agent, sells about 4 houses a year. You're already at 10. Definitely with 6 months left, you'll hit 16, no doubt, probably more. And then it builds from there, right? Because now you've got a database. You've got 16 happy past clients, not including the ones you've had before, not including all the people from your wedding planning business, not including all the people who are now following you on social, and the people that are interviewing now that you don't even know they're interviewing you. They're going to reach out to you later. So the future is bright for you, my friend. And I don't think that you're going to have any problem hitting your goal this year. And as far as building a team, I think several team owners that would help you do anything you could to build a team, right?
Yep. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. It's a little bit of a scary thought, but maybe I'll start with just an assistant, because right now I do everything by myself.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we've had that conversation, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother call.
Yeah. Well, listen, Ellen, I appreciate you taking the time to come on here. I know you're extremely proud of yourself and your accomplishments, and it is showing all over your face. And I know I'm seeing all the awards and accolades on social that we're putting out. Congratulations. And behind that, everybody, there's a lot of hard work this lady's been doing for a long time. I've known her for a while. I've talked to her when she wasn't close to capping, and she's determined. She's gritty, and she has got a great presence in social. She's very consistent, and I know that you're going to crush your goals, and I'm very proud to be in business with you and feel very blessed that we are in the same group, Modern Agent eXp. So thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
And as always, you can call me anytime.
Of course.
But you keep crushing it and keep putting that good vibe out there and letting agents know, guys, ladies and gentlemen, there is an opportunity for you as a newer agent to hit your goals. I mean, Ellen has hit some goals that she probably didn't think she could hit a year and a half ago. And now she's already talking about, hey, I may be growing a team. So don't sell yourself short. Plug in. If you need some help, reach out to Ellen on her social. Can you tell everybody what your Instagram handle is?
Yep. It's just at Ellen Thomas Atlanta. So it's a little bit long, but it's easy. Ellen Thomas Atlanta.
Ellen Thomas Atlanta. Y'all reach out to her. Reach out to anybody in the group. Have a great day. Thanks for being on the program today. Really appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
Okay. See you later. Bye, everybody.